Hi, today on Sweet Honey Code, we're going to dive into the date and time Metafield within Shopify. So let's get started. So over my series of looking at Metafields, we're going to take a look at the date and time Metafield and see how we can use it within Shopify. So I am already under the settings at the admin settings Metafields area. So I'm going to click add definition and type in here date time. Here we go. Make note of the namespace and key. Write a description if you think it fits. And now we're going to choose content type, date, and time. Of course, there are a few ways I can work with this, depending on what I'm hoping to do with this Metafield. One is I can display a date. So maybe there is a pre-order date for when things are going to be shipped. So I want to be able to communicate that. A date and time. This could work if somehow if I was using a product as a way of an event, maybe displaying date and time. The reasons can be many, but in this case, we're going to keep things simple by working with the date. Now, again, I could set up an additional rules, but for now, I'm not. I'm going to click save. Now, again, I can make a note of this product.metafields.my_fields.datetime for coding within Shopify. So next, I'm going to jump over to my tab where I'm already in my theme code. So how did I get here? I went to Sales Channel, Themes. Now remember, duplicate a theme before you go editing code. I go to my duplicate theme, edit code, and with this specific theme, which is the debut one, I can find this under the product-template.liquid, which is under the sections folder. Perfect. So now as I scroll down, I'm going to find the product.description tag right here that is being outputted. And I'm going to write my own code here. As you can see, I've already copied and pasted my underscore fields dot date time, one word, and same here. There's a few ways you can work with this. One is I'm putting it into a variable just to make it cleaner. This way I can pull out additional information from this variable in a neat way. So for example, I first check to see if there's any information in the product.metafields. As you see, as I type this out, it's a long format. But instead, I can take my variable like this, put it in the if statement. Now it's a little more cleaner. So I'm checking to see if there's anything with the product underscore date that I created from the variable, and then output its value. Let's take a look at how this looks. So I'm on one of my test products. If I refresh, oh, where'd it go? Well, because this is a fresh new Metafield, remember I need to create information to display. So I'm going to quickly go over to that product. Scroll on down, go to the date picker, pick some date, click save, give it a moment. Awesome. I can go back to my preview tab and refresh. So why is it still not displaying? Well, sometimes themes can hard cache. So what I'm going to need to do here is go back to my theme code, click preview, and see if it pulls it up now. And there we go. So see, it was just being cached. So because I'm working on a backup theme, no customer knows this exists. So the next thing I want to take a look at is there a way to format this? Maybe this is not the way I want to format my date. Can I do that? Well, for this, we need to dive into developer documents to see what ways we can format the date. I already have it pulled up here, and the link will be provided in the description. In this case, we're going to be taking a look at what's called the date object, which is listed right here because this is the date time Metafield. So by clicking a date object, we're taken over to another page that gives us a little more technical information. Basically, dates and code are in an ISO 8601 format, And we can use a liquid date filter to try to output this. So let's take a look at the date filter, see what options we're given here. All right. So with this, we can see some example codes to see which ones fit what we're hoping to do. So could we make this date a little more legible? So see how this is article.publish at. This will get confusing because we're using a slightly different format. But in a way of copy and paste, let's take a look and see if we can just take this last part here and just look at it a little closer. What is it doing? Well, these are a type of string cognition, as it's called. It's pulling in certain values depending what we're pulling out from here. So in this case, they're pulling in the day, the month, with the date, and the year. But it's a shorthand. So if I can click through one more time to another document, sometimes you have to go through several documents and read a lot. We're going to have to do some more reading to, well, which way do we or can we use this? Well, this can be very difficult for sure. So if we just kind of back and forth for a moment, this parenthesis B is giving us the abbreviated version of the month, April, instead of a full version of the month. So for example, if I wanted to see the full version of the month, I use a capital B. So let's try this. We're going to add this to the code and see what happens. So here I have my product underscore date value. So I'm going to do this. That little bar is created by holding down the shift key, and you'll find that key on your keyboard. I forget what that's called, but anyways, we're going to put that in there, and we're going to put as well, because we're looking at the document, see how they put date. So we're going to use date, type that in there, and now let's write out our format in quotes. Okay, perfect. So let's do a percentage B. So that is the full month. Let's take a look at the date. See if we can find the date here. So the day of the month is a lowercase d. If I want no padding, or if I want a padding like that. So I think I want lowercase e just to add some padding. Percentage E, comma. See if we can find the year here. So the year's up here. So if I do a capital Y, it will show me at least the 4 digits of that code. A little bit of a future proof here. Y. Perfect. So I'm going to click save. I don't see any initial errors, but let's test drive this with our little preview window I have open here. And as you can see, the preview window automatically refreshed with the new format. Cool. So now I have this date here. What does this date have to do with my product? Well, I could say pre-order, or maybe being shipped, whatever additional information. So I'm going to click save again, wait for it, and there it is. Now, before we move forward, there was one more option here, which was format. So maybe I don't want to use all these different variable options for the shorthand of the date. Maybe there is a format option that already fits. So let's click that little link and take a look what format options there are. So as I scroll through, I can say format date, which will output just like that. So let's try that. We can even add that right here. Paste. Let's see how that looks. Maybe I need that in the code. Sometimes we have to experiment to see what part of the code we need. So brought it back to that format. Let's take a look and see if there was another version here. So we have abbreviated date. There's the format date, which in this case, because of how that is being formatted right now, it is reversing it. Maybe I need to actually add in this time tag. Let's try this. See if it helps reverse it. And there we go. So that would be a little easier to read because now I am tying into the formatting tools that are here to make things easier. Plus, if I ever come back to that code, that is a lot easier to understand what I wrote there. So cool, we can close that other time. Awesome. And again, the links to how to do this will be in the description down below. Now, because of this format date and the values I have here, I can explore additional ways I could work with this in case I wanted to do some different options eventually. But for now, this looks perfect. So see, there's even month, day, year option, which looks like that. So it's pretty cool. This is one of the wonderful things about Ruby Rails, which is technically what Shopify is built on, is it's a fairly easy to read and understand coding language. Perfect. Well, this concludes this video for today about using the date and time Metafield. Of course, you can go further and explore how you want to display time. Most options I would foresee using more of the date in a product. Of course, again, because Metafield eventually will be used in other areas, I can see why someone would need the date and time eventually. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked. Don't forget to support me on Buy Me a Coffee to help me keep making more videos like this, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.